Hello and welcome back to Project Hercules Diaries. This is a special brown edition because living here in the UK we've had a 20 degree, that's 20 degrees Celsius temperature shift overnight. It was down to -11, it is now +12, and that has some serious implications, as I'll show you with the colour brown. Brown. There we go. So this is the bed of the mighty Bridgeport, and as you can see, it's gone brown. In fact, it's not just brown, it's rust. What happens is that the air outside warms up, it rains, and it gets super saturated with moisture. Then it comes in through the gap in the door or through the gap in the between the window and the wall. It gets into this room. It's quite a big room, the garage, and but as you can see, it's difficult to keep it airtight. So the warm moist air moves in. Anything cold, which would be anything metal, all of the machines just end up dripping wet. They're all sweaty, and you can see on the surface table here where it's just, this has got so wet and sweaty that it's just dripped onto the sorry, not the surface table, the rotary table. You see it's all wet around here. Everything you put your hands on that is made of metal is wet, so everything has got this film of rust on it. And as I say, this is an overnight phenomenon. Overnight it gets completely soaking wet. There's no point wiping it because it will be wet at this end of the table by the time you reach drying the whole table and you get to that end of the table. Luckily my beer has not gone rusty, so we're not all doom and gloom, but there's plenty of brown on here. There's also brown here on the frame. Not much on the frame because I had the foresight to wipe all of the frame with an oily rag when I looked at the forecast. So the whole frame is wiped with an oily rag. Most of the engine case and the engine itself is aluminium. There's a little tiny bit on the Dynastart where the coating's exposed here, but there's a lot of things that are brown. The table, for instance, the table of the milling machine, brown, just horrible rust. I think the Myford's pretty much escaped apart from the chuck, brown. And so today's job is really just to take everything that's brown, give it a light rub down with some WD-40 or some engine oil and a rag, and that is probably going to take most of the day. Otherwise everything will turn to a substance which is also brown, and we don't want that. So that's my day. A great start to the Christmas break, and that's what I should be doing today, but it needs to be done, and that's the update. So as usual, thank you for watching. More updates will follow.